Hi, this is Scott Carbonara, leadership therapist with Lead to Engage. I'm in the middle of a 5-part series, today being part 3. The 5-part series is about how prepared are you for the post-crisis crisis. Once employees start returning from work, how prepared are you to lead them with some new challenges that have emerged? Yesterday I talked about mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Some employees who had it beforehand will probably return to work with even greater needs, and you'll need to have greater sensitivity as you lead them and help support them. Today though, I want to focus on substance use disorder. Some people had a substance use disorder before the crisis even began. These are folks that would, on their way home from work, they might stop and buy a fifth of liquor or a case of beer. They'd go home, they'd drink. They would show up for work, maybe slightly hungover, possibly even a little drunk still. Or they took medication, not prescribed medications, but maybe they misused the prescribed medication or took someone else's medication. They were already there. In fact, the numbers say that 1 in 10 Americans suffer from a substance use disorder. That number is going to grow. By the end of March of this current year, alcohol sales across the country were up 22%. In the state of Oregon, they've seen that the DUIs are at a greater number than they've ever been in the past. So you're going to have some employees returning to work, and they're going to be going through active withdrawals, or they are going to be using at work just to get through the day. It's estimated that 20 million Americans suffer from substance use disorder. That would be the combined total of Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Carolina, and Colorado. We have a problem. Besides the huge personal toll it takes on the person with the substance use disorder, it also costs our economy. One estimate puts it at $540 billion annually for time lost work, increased healthcare time, theft, loss of productivity, etc., and so forth. So in practical terms, what can you do? First, as employees return to work, that's a perfect time to review all relevant policies, rules, and even programs. Consider sending out a letter that goes to the employee's home that outlines some of the programs like EAP, some of the community services, some of the intervention or hotline numbers that might be available through your organization or community resources to deal with employees or family members who might be struggling with substance use disorder. Third, educate your workforce about symptoms of substance use disorder. There might be some very telling and obvious signs. Other times they may be a little more subtle. But educate your employees so they can stay safe and they can also help those who are struggling. Finally, have a policy in place so that managers can make referrals if they believe someone is struggling, or how you deal with an employee who comes forward and says, I am really struggling with this issue. That might be different than if you catch an employee working on the job. Your policy might be a little different for dealing with those. But if an employee comes forward, how are you going to help them? If you need help reviewing your policies, or you just want to discuss how to make them more timely and relevant for this post-crisis crisis, please reach out to me, Scott Carbonara, the leadership therapist. You can reach me at leadtoengage.com. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you and help you any way I can. If you like this video, please share it. Please pass it on to someone in leadership in your organization because they might need it too. And in the meantime, please stay safe.